Hey guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another account review. We are in BZoch. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing this right. I'm really bad with these. It's a global account wanting a review in RTA and Arena. He wants to get better in both. Profile shows a lot of LD toys. Okay, but which one are LD5s? We see the Alexandra. Cool to have. Not that great in RTA, but I have seen people play it. So definitely usable. I also see, I forgot his name. Damn, he was really good. Not really good anymore. Some people still use him sometimes. I think everything else is Nat 4s or just collab units that were given out for free. So no more to talk about there. Record shows. Okay, Arena C1. Should be easy to get out of this with a good rush. We'll check out his defense and some of the offenses that he could run. World Arena F3. Also something that you could easily probably get out of if you know a team that you could run with the right turn order, decent runes. We'll have to check that out. For this record, I do want to see the grind status of his runes. Also the base speed of it. Because that really kind of tells me if I think you get C1 or not. He's doing all the dungeons, 46 seconds, 45 seconds, 47. All good enough. 30, 39, yep, looks good to me. Solo R5, 28 seconds. That looks great. So I already imported his runes. He has a total of 1,900 runes. 6-star, level 12 to 15. Decreases that to 1,700. And then if we look at the efficiency, 110 plus. Seeing his record, I don't think we'll see any 120s. He has 7 runes. Oh, something very close to 120, but it's an enhanced rune. Okay. 44 defense. That's pretty cool. Also, this one here is missing a grind, so it could be very close to that 120 number as well. And that's a Nemesis rune, which is usable. 100%. So we know that there's 7 110, so we could just subtract that. 145 is not bad. This is decent. Very decent. So it tells me that he's at least doing his R5. So now let's check out the speed of his main sets, the spare. 27. This already tells me that he could get C1 because it ends at 24. Second page ends at 20. This should be more than enough for him to get C1, I believe. Well, that's just a spare. I'm hoping Swift is decent too. Swift, 28 ends at 23. Second page ends at 21. This could also be a 27 with the hero grind. Love it. Yeah, I think you'll get C1 in RTA. Violent, 27 ends at 22. A little lacking here, but still decently fast runes. Ends at 20 in the second page. Finally, Will. First page. Speed. 26 ends at 21. Second page still ends at 20, so not bad. I do see some grind issues here and there, but at the base of it, it looks like you should be able to get C1 with the right team. So you should try it. You should, well, depending on your box, you should find a player that has a similar box that you could replicate. That's the easiest way to learn something new and try to mimic their build. That's how I did it, to be fair. And that's how I easily find working comps. Now, after that, the more you climb, figuring out how to deal with certain counters is all up to you. Or, I mean, again, you can still watch those videos because those players will also meet those counters at the same time, and they will have their own ways on dealing with that. But the thing is, you won't be able to copy everything because, first of all, the box won't be exactly the same. It'll be great if you could replicate the exact same box, but in most cases, that's not the case. And 2, rune quality will be probably drastically different in a lot of cases. It'll be great if you could mimic the builds exactly or even better. However, in most cases, that won't happen. So knowing that, you'll have to figure out how you could deal with those counters. You'll have to figure out where your limit is with that certain playstyle. And finally, if you could find a different playstyle to even go higher than that. So first recommendation here is to figure out a player that you can mimic. think that's the easiest way to get a better RTA record. And I'm telling you because I know your rune quality can support you up to Conquer. At the very least. Going back into the game now, let's look at the box. For LD Nat 5s, we saw the Gurkha, that's the name. Alexandra, okay, those are the 2 dark Nat 5s. Light Nat 5s, none. Okay, but he has Kinky. Kinky pretty much died out. Maybe you could still bring it out as a last pick. But man, it is really hard to bring out these days. For Wind, anything crucial we're missing. I'm missing the Zenitsu. I want this unit pretty bad. I also want the Jurgen, I believe, which is the Water Gojo. I don't have that. But it'd be nice if I could have those. You don't have Shahat. You do have Pyeongchar, so there's arena defense stuff. You have Oliver. You have Sagar, no Gyu, okay. Leo, Tiana, perfect. I'm seeing AO options. No Triton, okay. I mean, nothing crucial for Win. I mean, you could still run a lot of different comps. A lot of units like Aya got buffed, so definitely bring this out for RTA. Water. Okay, so you also don't have the Water Gojo. Irene's pretty big. Okay, the Twin Angels. No pure vanilla cookie. You do have Miles though, that's great. And you also have Chandra. Okay, I mean, you have Camila. I see a lot of AO and AD options, RTA options. Your box seems stacked enough definitely to get a Conqueror record and also a high record in Arena. Again, you just have to rush well. You also have the Megumi that's got buffed. It's pretty decent now. What else are you missing? Cassandra, it's hard to use because she actually does not do a whole lot of damage. So in a lot of cases, unless you're dealing with a certain comp, if you have watched my RT videos, you have seen certain Cassandras, even in my level, not being able to one-shot my units. So very hard to rune. No Car, no, I mean not necessary. No Masha. Oh, no Okeanis. No Veladro. Okay, Veladro's pretty big. But again, more than enough for him to run various things in RTA. You also had Cheongnam. Wow. Okay, let's look at Arena. I don't like this defense. It's not getting wins. You got some wins here, but this was F2. And then for Conquer, you only got a 16% win rate. So for him right now, I think the best defense is definitely with Vanessa, and then you also had Camila, you had Pyeongchar. I'll just run this. I think this is the easiest thing to rune up and run, especially with the rune quality I've seen. Now, I understand this build, but with this type of tankiness, I'll just kill the resistance and make it as tanky as possible. That's what makes Camila's annoying. This one, I would also make it as tanky as possible, but try to keep the speed. I don't know, maybe you could go HP. I'm pretty sure you have a decent slot to HP somewhere. Okay, yeah. Juno looks decent, and triple shield, yeah. But 100 res, come on, I think you do it. I'll definitely run this. For AOs, okay. I don't disagree with this offense. I have seen people run this. I do think it's okay. The only downside of this is that you can't, it's harder to rune. Oh, actually not. I mean, with the boost, so it doesn't, you don't really need speed on Zeros here too. There's too much speed. Again, 100k EHP for these damage dealer is, I think, a must for these second turn teams. Because this is still technically second turn. If you fail to push back, you're going second. That's why I like Delphoid, because it just, I think, has a safety net, whereas this one doesn't. For example, if Leo fails to push back the opponent, then the opponent gets to move. Who is going to save this team? Nobody. They're going to all die. There are some people that try to make this double nemesis. Reason why, so that if the Tiana does get damaged too much, she could cut in and make your team move. But I just like the Delphoid better. You guys could disagree. There are people that run this team really well. Dot team, perfect. I don't know if they're ruined well though. It's a little slow. This dot team works well if the Hey Gang is this fast, and I see that you try to do it because it's on Swift. If it's this slow, I just think the team could be so much tankier with your rune quality, with the rune quality I've seen. And I see that you're running this. I personally think that you should just run the Chew. Damn, really? I thought I said the Chew. What the freak? Why am I so stupid? He doesn't have Chew. Damn. I thought that he had Chew. Yeah, he doesn't. Never mind. So that's why you're running this. Okay. Which is fine. Reason why, the more I think you should change this, because Tiana's being used here, and I don't think Double Nemesis Will on this team is going to work. So Tiana goes, then probably this goes, right? Yup, with that speed, it looks like it. And then this goes, ooh, no, this goes last. I do like your Smath going earlier, because Smath also has a speed debuff. Yup, so then your Leah could hit harder. So I'll make that change. Overall, the team doesn't look that bad. I mean, I understand why you're running it. The team definitely works, is what I want to say. Is there a better team? Maybe. I think the team is fine, really. I think if you just change this, I will re-rune everything. From your rune quality, I do think these teams could be better, and I'll re-rune the defense, and I'll try for a Conqueror record, which I think you could easily get, extremely easily. Not Conqueror, you already see one. A Conqueror 2-3 record, even maybe P1 if you're lucky enough. Again, when I say these records, guys, I'm not saying that he could get it every week. He has to have a good rush. He maybe even has to be lucky. Okay? A lot of people comment saying there's no way you could get Guardian. There's no way you could get Punisher. Cut the crap, man. There's also a lot of people that say, I got this record with a lot worse. They could do it. It happens. Maybe you were never that lucky. Maybe you're not running the team correctly. Whoever is not getting it with better rune quality, that's on you. And your luck, sadly. But I have seen people get it with worse. I have did it with worse when I was getting that first record. Obviously, that was before the update, so that was so long ago. Man, during those days, anybody could get Guardian, to be fair, because nobody was running Arena in Global, at the very least. Now it's much harder, but again, I do think he could get Punisher. P1 is lucky enough. Again, lucky enough with a good rush. Finally, RTA. Let's get right in. 50% win rate. Wow. That's an interesting record. So it looks like he never... Wow, what the heck? He was always stuck in this 50 percentile F3. I wonder why. I wonder if he just stopped playing. We'll see his box. Let's see how big it is. Oh my goodness. Wait, it's not that huge. Okay, it stops here. I thought this entire thing was the box. I mean, it looks like you have the rune quality to run, what, 20, 25 units? Yeah. Okay, see, I learned that if Chandra looks like this, it's a little too squishy. So I would prefer you just go HP. I also see that's in Despair, which is fine. A lot of people run it on Despair. I see that some things are not plus 15. That's a problem. Grinds are lacking. So these all add up to why you're not getting a better record or why you're getting mediocre builds. I do think I'd rather go HP though, because this is a little too low. You want to get at least plus 25k. That's the least, in my opinion. And 30k is what you would really want. I'd rather get that HP and kill some speed if I have to. Ethna looks decent. That's decently fast. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's on energy, but still. Can't say no to that. I do like attack percent here. Makes this rune a lot more efficient, and attack is still a very desirable stat. Crit rate, okay, this is unfortunate. Do you really need that? You don't. See? So if you know that, you could get rid of the crit rate and put in attack here as well. I'll make those changes. See, these are how you figure out where you're lacking. But wow, this one, I would farm this dungeon. If you know you're using the rune in RTA, you're lacking the gems and grinds, I would farm it. This one, I think, better gem for sure, at the very least. So yeah, these are all the flaws, man. All the flaws. It could be a much better Ethno. I'll give it shield. If you give it violent shield, and if it's this fast, there's a very good chance that it'll move first anyways, unless you're fighting a very fast swift unit like Sekhmet, Ethna, Sonya, so on and so forth. But shield is better in my eyes. I'll kill the damage build in Oliver. I see that you're trying to get so many other stats, like I did when I was once a Conqueror player. Or a long time ago. I don't know when I changed it, but I've noticed that you can't get everything. And if you try to get everything, you're really stretching your legs. and they're going to rip if you're not that flexible. And by flexible here, it's your rune quality. Most of these people, most of the players do not have the rune quality to support the perfect build. The perfect build for Oliver's, probably if you're going for a damage build, high crit rate, max accuracy, and finally, very tanky. Now here you're lacking two things. You're lacking the tankiness and you're lacking the accuracy. So for that crit rate, you are sacrificing two things. It's gotten easier to make the perfect build, especially if your artifacts support it. It almost did, but even with this, that is 81% on skill 3. Now, some people might say that's fine. I don't know. For me, for things like Oliver, if it's not max accuracy, it's not reliable enough. But it is close enough. I still think the most important thing is the tankiness. Because you're lacking that, I will kill the crit rate and probably go HP here. Yeah, it's not even a great rune anyways. A-gang, decent. I mean, the builds on certain units look great. Or very good. I do think you shouldn't be... Oh, okay, this is interesting. A crit damage more with decent crit rate too, but no accuracy. I usually see this in Lucifer counters because they usually don't give it speed and they give it really high damage with no accuracy. Really, you're just using it for damage. But if you're using it for a build like this with some speed, I don't think it'll work that well. So I don't really agree with this build, but depends on how you use it. But it doesn't look like it's going last. I mean, it might be going last, but still with no accuracy, I don't know. Okay, a Male Wing, a crit rate build, which I'm okay with. I did use a crit rate Male Wing a long time ago when my rune quality was not good enough to support a fast and tanky Male Wing. If you're in that state, it's fine, but I do want it to be much tankier and a little bit faster too. I'm gonna point this to grind issues like this. Gem grind here. Grind. 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 This one's a decent rune. Yeah, you can see from the score. Your scores tell me like this one could be much better. It could be around this level if you get a better gem. But everything else is lower than another one's over 150. But yeah, the grinds look pretty bad on a lot of these builds. Try to use Aya. Okay. If you can, Nemesis would be great. That's a great rune. Your Juno outside was much faster. 10 speed faster. I don't know why you can't mimic that. Not plus 15 runes. These are big issues. These are big issues. Are you lacking? Oh, you're lacking some mana. Maybe you're not farming enough. Okay, Raccoon is okay, I guess. Fang looks cool too. 100 res, okay. I'm not gonna say that it's a bad build. Vampire Will. I think I'm giving some weird recommendations, but okay, this works. I wish it was a little tankier. If it's solely a Leo counter, it could be slower too. Leo, okay, crit rates build. Ugh, Vampire, I don't know. I think you could do better. I think your builds look a little mediocre though. Probably maybe you're not using swap. This too, not on crit damage, is a little weird. 100 res Obelio. I wouldn't really care about 100 res on Obelio. This is a pretty good build though. You could tell from the score of the runes, they're a lot higher than what we've seen. Rika, okay, good counter unit to have. Camila, you want it faster, but okay. Douglas, okay, crit rate again. Maybe you just focused on the HP and attack. And Kinky, okay. Is there anything else that you could pull out? Well, first of all, let's check out the skills. They should, okay, you should get these skill ups, please. Don't use it. You, again, another player that is not skilling up skill 1s. Some of these skill 1s are very impactful in the game. Don't use Obelio. Okay, take this out, I guess. Nana is not skilled up. You wanted Tessarion, but I see it's not skilled up. Okay. Vanessa's pretty good. If you need another speed lead. Zagar not skilled up. Gurkha. Paired with Rukuni could be a good last pick. Who knows? Alexandra is pretty hard to use. Vermos I'll use. Not in the specially, but yeah, in the actual season. I think you have a lot of the units that I'll be playing with anyways. Okay, I'll play Cheongnam too. He's still a great unit. Do you have a resetter? Yes, you do. Ooh. I think this playstyle, the Oliver, Cheongnam, and Sekhmet will still be alive. Good playstyle to get out of F3 C1 if your rune quality allows it. I think you should know the impact of resetting first turn. It's really big. If you know how to use it right, it's a huge oppressing unit that a lot of people ban. Also with this guy, I think I'll add these. Unfortunate that your Tessarion is not scaled up, but you do have a lot of units runed up. I'm gonna take this out. Take this out. So you have 24 units now. I'll start runing these up and look at the builds. I think in the end you'll have like 20 units because so many here requires violent rather than anything else. And I think you'll get pretty thin on violent runes unless you rune up some, I guess, just specific Leo counters. But overall, I think these will do well. This is also a Leo counter if you bring it out well. I think with this, you could easily get Conquer with the rune quality I've seen. You could try Chandra first pick. You could try Oliver first pick. If you do Oliver first pick, try out the gameplay that I did in last season. If you do Chandra first pick, I know you don't have Velojo. You can still go Chandra, Sekhmet. I think that's still a great first pick. You could try Megumi first pick. I think it's strong against Oliver's. Unfortunately, you don't have Gyu, because Gyu is very oppressive against a lot of skill-based units, especially Oliver, Cheongnam and such. My critique is that you could definitely get Conquer and up. It's just that you are lacking in the grinds and gems. So please work on R5 a little more, also on raid, and fix some of these builds because I think that is where the lack is coming from. Some of these lack in builds that we're seeing, like I see that you're getting the stats, but if you're getting crit rate, crit damage, and such, you're lacking tankiness. And I have learned that tankiness is a lot. It's a huge part. That's why I changed my Chandra. That's why I focused my builds to be over plus 25k, 30k HP in a lot of my builds, because I have noticed the importance of effective HP. I hope you get to know that too. But that was it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want account reviews like this, please join my Patreon. If you guys want account improvements, join my Discord, fill out the Google form, or just check out the description below. The link is there. That was it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.